You've been told that death is a moment, a single second when life ends and darkness begins. That's wrong. According to neuroscience, death is a process that can take minutes, even hours. And the most terrifying part? Your brain knows exactly when it's happening. It just doesn't tell you. You've felt it before. Not death itself, but the fear of it. That cold tightening in your chest at 3 a.m. when your brain reminds you that one day you won't exist. Most people spend their entire lives running from that feeling, but neuroscientists have done something else. They've strapped electrodes to dying brains and watched what actually happens. What they found changes everything. In 2013, a team at the University of Michigan did something that sounds like science fiction. They induced cardiac arrest in rats. Then they monitored their brain activity. For the first few seconds, everything went quiet. The brain, starved of oxygen, began to shut down. But then, about 30 seconds after the heart stopped, something unexpected happened. A massive wave of electrical activity surged through the brain. It was stronger than anything seen during normal waking consciousness. The researchers called it a hypersynchronous burst. In plain language, the dying brain lit up like a Christmas tree. This wasn't chaos, it was organized. The same areas that process memory, emotion, and sensory experience all fired at once. The rats' brains were experiencing something. The researchers couldn't say what, but the pattern was unmistakable. It matched the subjective reports of human near-death experiences. The tunnel of light, the life review, the sense of peace. All of it mapped on to this final surge of neural activity. But here's the part that really unsettles the scientists. This surge isn't a bug, it's a feature. The brain isn't glitching out, it's running a pre-programmed shutdown sequence. It's the same mechanism that protects neurons during extreme oxygen deprivation.
The surge is actually a last-ditch effort to save itself. And as a side effect, it produces the most vivid experience of your entire life. At the same time, the brain releases a flood of endorphins, and in some cases, DMT, a compound your body naturally produces in tiny amounts. This chemical cocktail numbs pain and induces a state of profound calm. So the fear you've always associated with death, that's your living brain anticipating something it can't model. The actual dying brain feels no fear. It feels peace. In some cases, even euphoria. One study tracked the brains of 13 patients as they passed away. They were already brain dead, but the machines still picked up a pattern of gamma waves, the same frequency associated with memory retrieval and dreaming. The brain was replaying something, perhaps its last memory, or perhaps something older, something buried so deep that it only surfaces at the very end. Think about that for a second. Your brain has been running continuously for decades. Every heartbeat, every breath, every thought, all of it happens without your conscious effort. And when the heart stops, the brain doesn't just shut off. It performs one final act. It gives you a gift, a peaceful, vivid, complete experience that you could never access while alive.
But there's a darker reading too. Some neuroscientists argue that this surge is not peace at all. It's the brain's final attempt to make sense of its own death. It's not a window into an afterlife. It's a hallucination, a projection created by frantic neurons trying to keep the story alive. The tunnel, the light, the loved ones, all of it is your brain writing its own ending, the one it needs to believe. Which one is true? Honestly, neuroscience doesn't know yet. But here's what we do know. That moment of death, those 7 minutes after the heart stops, your brain is still active, still processing, still aware. We know that from the German patient who saw his own surgery.
We know it from the rat experiments, and we know it from the thousands of people who came back and described the same impossible peace. So what actually happens when you die? According to neuroscience, you don't disappear, not instantly. You experience a final, dense, compressed version of everything you were. Your life, your love, your regrets, your small, quiet joys. All of it fires across your dying cortex in a single wave. And then, slowly, the wave recedes. The connections dissolve, the light fades, and you're gone. Not with a scream, not with terror, but with the most profound silence you've ever known. The same silence that was there before you were born.
And somehow, that's not terrifying at all. That's just a return.